Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Corom's Corner. It's going to be awesome today. We're excited to be able to talk about safety plans a little bit. So with that, it's over to you, Corom.
Hello, and I'd like to, great to have Ms. Perry on. So today, we're going to talk about safety plans and different things we can apply those to. So if everyone remembers, on Monday we had quite the event with the non-fire drill. So that's I was able, when I was outside, I got a little video of some people talking to them about, hey, what's the safety plan? And so this is what we came up with.
Going on now?
What's a safety plan?
Oh, you're asking me a question here. Okay.
Yeah.
The safety plan is it's like something you have whenever you're in any type of danger. It's like a plan you have.
What's a safety plan?
Yeah, what is a safety plan?
Safety plan is what you do in case there's a danger.
Nice job.
So what's a safety plan?
I feel like you're gonna use this for something. This is a bad idea, Corom. Just turn it off. Bad idea, Corom. Just turn it off.
Okay, so as we saw there, safety plans are pretty important in case of a case like that. Mr. Perry, right, there's...
Yeah, no, we for sure, and we practice those so that we have a plan in place so we know what we're doing. We learned some things from that. I mean, the one thing that I learned is that when in these kind of drills, we want you to take your backpack with you. You might need your phone, you might need your keys to your car and whatever, so that's one thing that we learned. But I think it's good practice just to have a plan in place, practice them. We'll do earthquake drills. We do all sorts of kind of emergency kind of preparations, and that's part of our big picture safety plan.
And if you look at the safety plan online, it usually shows a lot of safety plans for these horrible events that happen. And we're going to kind of talk about more of kind of personal safety plans in our life that can apply to anything. We have a video real quick of how safety plans apply to outdoors, and we have a video of a girl who is on a pendulum swing, and this group, they have safety plans on what you do in case of an emergency.
Ellie, are you good?
Are you okay? Why are you taking like a chihuahua? Look here. Can you miss?
Oh no!
Look, more monkeys.
There's more monkeys. Look.
Look.
Thank you, Ellie Harris, for that demonstration of what a safety plan could look like in the outdoors. Also, with it's 9/11 today, where 2001, a lot of things changed after that event. In the airport, a lot of safety plans were put in place due to that event. And so as things happen, we learn and we develop better safety plans. Hurricane Katrina happened in Louisiana. We have a video of that, of just showing how FEMA, how they have different procedures and policies now, so when something happens, we can figure it out.
You can't realize what your house is like when it starts flooding. Everything floats. You can't get down the hallway. I mean, you got to fight to get where you're going. The door was flexing. We had to hold it. I don't know how long we held it. I don't know how high this water's going to go. We're going to be trapped like rats in here. I saw death outside that door.
Okay, so that was another video of things happening devastation, and having safety plans in place can help us out. And so those are pretty dire events, but let's talk about more personal things that these students are faced with.
So I think there's lots of things that we can have a safety plan in place for. So for example, we had a little bit of an incident at the football game on Friday where there was a threat of some violence, and I think it's important that you guys have a plan in place. I think the most important thing that I can think of when we have these safety plans is that you have someone that you can communicate with. Trying to go through these alone can sometimes be a scary thing. So, and there's all sorts of little ones. I mean, these big things, I've been in education for 35 years. That's the first real time I've had to evacuate a building with a real threat. So those things don't happen very often. The hurricanes around here are pretty rare. But I do think you face challenges every day in your life that a safety plan can help you with. So, for example, if you're on a date and it's going bad, what's your safety plan to get out of that? And maybe Corom can go over some of those things that we can talk about that will help us do this.
Yeah, and so we have, safety plan. We have a form. It's kind of a generic form, but and we'll show that here in a minute. But it's always a good idea to have something in place. I'm going on this date with this person that I don't know who they are, and so we've got to have a plan in place. We should be thinking safety at all times. And what if something goes wrong? What do I do? Or what if you get in the car with this date and they're drinking and they're about ready to drive? Right? I don't know what the reality of that happening is, but sometimes kids
Probably
get...
a bigger chance of that than having a hurricane or something.
Yes, I think so. and so just having an idea, having people to call, having some idea of what you're going to do to get out of that situation is always important. Another would be another.
So I think another one that we
example.
probably want to talk about is if you're struggling with depression or anxiety or something like that. If you get into a bad spot, what's your safety plan? And I think we've talked about those. We have a school-specific safety plan form for those kind of incidents, and just some generic ones.
Let's put one the safety plan up right now, and so it'll kind of show us, just kind of general what a safety plan is. The biggest thing is you have people like Mr. Perry talked about. So you have people you want to contact, but warning signs, right? Triggers. What is something that this date is going to go bad, or these friends I probably should not be with. I remember I was at a party when I was in high school, and there was some substances there, and then they pulled out some guns, and it was like, hey, we're going to go shoot this, and I thought, okay, this probably is not a good idea, so I left the party, right? And I was with some friends that agreed with me, and so I think having those friends, having people around that are going to back up your safety plan that have the same idea is important, right? And so those people you can call. I'm sure you guys have heard of the fake call, right? If I call, you have someone know. If I call you and I just start talking random things, they know just to kind of sit there and agree with you, just so you can get. Oh, I need to come home, Mom. Okay, I'll be right home, right? That's a great way to get out of certain situations. But if you look on here, and this is something I think we're going to send out, but this works for that. If you are depressed, if you have some anxiety, if you have you're in a bad state of mind, this is something you can fall on. And you can look at just the people, who am I going to call, who can ask for help, who's safe. And so it's a good practice just to always have a safety plan in place. So we'll send this out. You guys can fill this out, and we want to apply this. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of a generic form, but we want to apply it to every situation where you may not be safe. And so you need to play it out. Play it out in your head. Okay, if this goes bad, what should I do?
I think it's just important that we all know that there's possibilities of danger all around us. And sometimes you are your own worst enemy. So if you get in a spot where you're not feeling comfortable, I think you talk it over with your friends beforehand. Make sure you're surrounded with people who understand your same beliefs and do what you want to do so that you don't get in a bad spot. But if you do, make sure you have a plan in place that you can exit the situation safely, and then just realize that your own personal safety and well-being are much more important than a friend or anything else like that. So be careful of the situations you get into, and just realize that there's always a way out, and just make sure that you have a plan in place. If you can do that, then we're home free. So once again, I would say have someone that you can communicate with, a friend, a parent, a teacher, Mr. Hughes, and myself, anybody that can help you get through difficult times. That's what we want to do. So we're here to help you. Whew.
Okay.
Go Skyhawks.